Hello, 1, 2,
Test
3.
1, 2, 3. Hello.
At Hill Spring Church in Sand Springs, we'd like to invite you to join us for one of our worship services. Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the Charles Page High School Auditorium.
You can worship with us online at our website, hillspring.tv, our YouTube channel, or on Facebook Live.
We offer exciting programs for kids of all ages and a fun family atmosphere where it's easy to connect and find a place to belong.
Join us this Sunday. We'll save you a seat.
Hill Spring Church, making a difference together.
For a lot of people with a fear of their credit score and wanting a newer...
Hey, thanks for letting me trick. Hey, Adam.
use car loan, this is the last place that one wants to be. Well, at Western Sun Federal Credit Union, a marginal credit score doesn't necessarily mean no. In fact, they have a terrific record of getting members approved, and all it requires is this. Give Western Sun a look for low rates and a fast response. I doubt you'll be disappointed. WSFCU.com.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company. Older than Oklahoma. Big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. We've been around since 1901, proudly serving the communities of Northwest Oklahoma and Southern Kansas. We are making banking easy. Whether you're at home, in the office, or waiting for the next quarter to start, our online or mobile banking options help you to juggle busy schedules and financial needs. So stop by and see us at any of our locations in Alva, Burlington, Freedom, Enid, and Kiowa, Kansas. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Feel safe and secure with Arlo Wireless Outdoor Camera, available at Pioneer. Arlo offers top-notch protection with crystal clear video quality, rain or shine. Monitor your home from anywhere with remote smartphone access. Whether you're at home or on the go, Arlo keeps you connected to what matters most. Trust Arlo and Pioneer to keep your home safe and secure. Visit GoPioneer.com to get your Arlo wireless cameras today.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
For more than a century, you have made St. Mary's your healthcare choice. It might be our dedication, compassion, and skill, or the personalized patient experience. Perhaps it is our award-winning, high-quality care. Whatever your reason, you trust St. Mary's will offer advanced technology and comprehensive care close to home. Learn more about our services at stmarysregional.com. Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Our brand, Octus Legacy.
And a very pleasant good morning from the BOK Center in downtown Tulsa. This is the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip right here on Squirtle TV and the various platforms of WWLS, the sports animal. Grant Merrill, Tony Wilson along with you this morning as we are just about set for a day of great action. And when we say a day, we're talking 4 games this morning, Tony, 4 games this afternoon and evening, and some of our Oklahoma's hottest basketball teams coming to Tulsa to be a part of this big event.
Most definitely, Grant. And if you're any kind of fan of basketball and you're within viewing distance, shouting distance, driving distance, any distance to the BOK Center, you should be here today for this.
It is definitely going to be a lot of fun. We are glad to be a part of it and privileged to be a part of it. And, of course, appreciate all of our sponsors and those who have brought you this tournament today. This morning's first game is, of course, the Edmond Memorial Lady Bulldogs taking on the Fort Gibson Lady Tigers. And both of these ball clubs bringing out their starters. First of all, let's look at the starters for Edmond Memorial. They will start Avery Helmstead. She is a 6'1" guard, and she is a senior. They will start Brooklyn Aska. She is a 5'8" point guard and a senior as well. Maddie Kirk, a 5'9" guard, a junior. Peyton Burke is a 5'4" junior point guard. And Janiah Williams is a 5'10" junior guard as well. We'll get you started on Fort Gibson starting lineups as we move through the course of the morning. And we are just about set for the opening tip of this year's Tournament of Champions here in downtown Tulsa. Lainey Stanley jumping the opening tip for Fort Gibson, going up against Avery Helmstead. And we are just about set to get this thing underway today. Talking with Fort Gibson coach Scott Lowe earlier this morning, he was saying Edmond Memorial is going to be a lot of work for his Lady Tigers today.
Yeah, they're a 6A power, and they are what they call really, really good.
From the right corner, Janiah Williams getting it around the perimeter. Back up top, Helmstead with it. She'll kick it down low, left wing to Williams again. 3-pointer coming. It's in and out, no good.
Fort Gibson currently ranked number 3, Grant, in 4A, and 7-0 on the young season.
Just into this ball game, and Fort Gibson gets their first touch of the basketball. The great Mick Wilson is roaming past our area. Addie Whiteley with the basketball. Long 3-pointer won't go. Basketball tipped out of bounds. And, of course, Mick was down here handing out bracelets for the legendary hospitality room, which I think every restaurant in Tulsa is represented in this room over the course of the tournament. So,
I can't wait for my game off. How's that?
There you go. You get a game off, you're lucky. Back up top for Memorial, it'll be Maddie Kirk after a near turnover. Lady Bulldogs keep it. Out from the wing, Aska around the perimeter. Miley Wofford is putting on some pressure there at the top of the key. Helmstead driving inside, and now the basketball tipped out of bounds. Fort Gibson well represented this morning, sitting behind our broadcast position. There's a lot of them here, as you can see on the camera.
The Fort, they do travel well, no matter where their boys or girls teams are at.
Would you call Fort Gibson Muskogee's favorite suburb?
I would probably call Fort Gibson the main town, and Muskogee's a suburb.
Right. Muskogee is Fort Gibson's favorite suburb. Addie Whiteley with the basketball out between the keys. Taking it back out to Wofford. Wofford back up top. Whiteley again with it from the paint. 2-pointers off the glass and no good.
Nice cut.
And that's the first basket of the ball game. Fort Gibson has it.
Laney Stanley, the 6-foot senior, Grant, she's a force inside for this Lady Tigers team, and we'll see how Memorial attacks her today. There's a
Helmstead had the basketball, and Laney Stanley went to the floor. So
his shoulder between the numbers will tend to have a consequence to it, right?
Well, as much as we've heard Laney Stanley's name over the past few years, that's one Coach Lowe is going to certainly miss. And there's plenty of opposing coaches who'd probably be willing to help her across that graduation stage. Foul called as Addie Whiteley was heading for the bucket.
Yeah, when you start talking 4A girls basketball, if you don't have Fort Gibson usually in the first 3 words of your conversation, you pretty much don't know much about 4A girls basketball.
Peyton Burke was the guilty party on that foul there. That'll send Whiteley to the free throw line. 5:37 left to go in the first quarter if you're just joining us. Next free throw up and coming. Shots on the way and in. 4-0 our score. Fort Gibson leading so far. Back out between the keys. Avery Helmstead. Bounce pass inside and a 2-pointer off the rim, falling short for Janiah Williams. As substitutions are forthcoming for Edmond Memorial. 2-pointers on the way and in. Laney Stanley again with it. 6-0. Fort Gibson leading.
I think they have the score wrong. Should be 4-2.
Whistle blows and
I'm sorry.
referee Linda Drink calling a foul here.
I lied. It is right. I got backwards.
Foul's going to be on Brooklyn Aska. I've been teasing our head referee, Linda Drink, that we're going to force her onto the air with us at some point during this tournament.
Good luck. I want to see that happen.
I told her we would do so well that they'd hire us to host Good Morning America. So back up front, 2-pointers on the way and in. Avery Helmstead with that basket. Of course, Linda is one of TPS's most widely known referees. She's been doing it a long time and was present for Thursday night's game between Edison and Durant. And we want to extend all of our condolences to the Durant Lady Lions basketball family and just the town as a whole on the loss of their head coach, Will Robinson.
Yeah, the entire girls basketball community, Grant. He was a well-respected FCA representative for Durant, and just a tragic, tragic accident over this holiday season.
Back the other way, Laney Stanley with the basketball. 4 minutes left to go in this first quarter, 6-2. From the wing, outlet pass comes to Whiteley. She directs traffic here. Now a pass back down to the corner. And a turnover. Coming up with it is Peyton Burke. And she'll race to the front court. 2-pointers off the rim and no good.
Yeah, Memorial trying to shake the morning cobwebs. Nice save.
And a 2-pointer on the way and in for Addie Whiteley. And it's 8-2. We've got a timeout with 3:23 left to go in the first quarter. Fort Gibson with a nice lead so far. We'll have more when we come back from the Tournament of Champions on Squirtle.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope
Day in and day out, you're committed. Every practice, every training, every game, every meet, you put.
Back here in downtown Tulsa at the BOK Center, Fort Gibson leading Edmond Memorial in our opening game of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip. Into the paint goes Peyton Burke out of the timeout. After that shot misses, Whiteley comes up with it. From between the keys, a three-pointer won't fall. Fort Gibson staying pretty dominant early in this first quarter.
Yeah, Coach Crayball over there for Memorial. She is not happy with what's going on right now with her Lady Bulldogs.
Brindley Moore's in the ball game now. From the top, Stanley turns it over as she passes it right into the hands of a Lady Bulldog, but
kind of foul.
They're going to call this on Leah Peters, the sophomore. I believe that's her first of the game. Edmond Memorial with it. Janiah Williams out across midcourt. Working it over to Aska. Aska kicks it left wing, aiming for Peyton Burke, and the whistle blows.
Looks like we're going to get a reversal. Could possibly get a reversal.
Our referees are talking things over, as you can see, right there in front of head coach Scott Lowe. And now Peyton Burke will have the basketball. She'll send it in from the baseline here. Two-pointer won't go for Janiah Williams. Helmstead has it. Out around the perimeter. Three-pointer falls short. And that'll leave Fort Gibson to take it the other way. With just over 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play. The end of the front court. Lady Tigers out around the perimeter. Whiteley with the basketball. Back to Laney Stanley. She tried to go up for a two. She had a player in her way, and all 6'1" of Avery Helmstead was keeping her from going anywhere.
Well, that 6'2" is a Utah commit, Grant, signed to go play in the Big 12 conference, and rightfully so. She's is as advertised.
Coming up at 10:30 this morning, Crossings Christian takes on Millwood in senior boys action. Then a doubleheader for Booker T. Washington. The girls taking on Hammond at noon, and the boys taking on OK at 1:30. Two-pointer won't go for Edmond Memorial and Janiah Williams. Back the other way, Lady Tigers.
That ride up the Turner Turnpike must have some baskets in the bus or something.
Whiteley back over to the right wing. Three-pointers over the rim, nothing doing. Basketball stays with Fort Gibson, and Whiteley trying to figure out what she's going to do here. Missed shot won't go there for Brindley Moore, and back the other way, here comes Edmond Memorial, but not before a foul's called. They're going to put this one on Leah Peters, her second. She's got both fouls in the ball game here for Fort Gibson. Just over a minute to go in this quarter. The end of the paint, two-pointers on the way and in from Brooklyn Aska. 8-4 our score. Did you commute up here in the Tones Pizza truck? I'm getting kind of hungry.
No, unfortunately, I didn't bring it today. I figured they'd have I knew about the Legendary Hospitality Suite.
Gotcha. Up top, Whiteley with the basketball.
It might be the most guarded place in Tulsa, Grant.
Yeah, you literally have to nearly have one of those eye scanners to get in. Whiteley with the basketball. Two-pointers on the way and in. Whiteley and Laney Stanley have absolutely commanded this first quarter, Tony.
They really have, and they've just been on point with getting in good spots and taking good shots as a threes on the way there.
From the wing, it won't go for the Lady Bulldogs. 5 seconds. What can Fort Gibson do here? Whiteley with a half-court shot. Oh, so close to go again. And as we go to the second quarter, Edmond Memorial trails Fort Gibson by 6. This is the Tournament of Champions from Squirtle.
Day in and day out, you're committed. Every practice, every training, every game, every meet, you put in the work. Your fans may not see it, but you do. You have a story to tell, a personal brand, a career to launch, and an audience to connect with. Take control of your story with Athleon.co. You're doing the work. You deserve to benefit from it.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and range land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
So you want to create your future.
Well, a look at this morning's stats brought to you by Western Sun Federal Credit Union. 6 Tulsa area locations to serve you. And, Tony, the numbers have gone the way of the Tiger this morning.
Well, they are 4 of 9 shooting 0 of 3 from the 3. But more importantly, Grant, Memorial only 2 of 11 have not made a three-pointer yet. And, Memorial thinking maybe that they're the 6A squad playing a 4A squad down a couple classes. But this is not a typical 4A squad in the Fort Gibson group.
You throw classifications out the window when you get into this tournament. It's you look at what Dale did when,
Sure. 2
we got
years ago.
A lot of action coming up this evening. Of course, the Owasso Rams, kind of the hot ticket this year. They are just off of a trip to.
They'll be jet lagged, won't they?
Yeah, they were down in Florida, one of the big tournaments down that way, and took on some of the top teams in the country. So a lot of folks will have their eyes on Jalen Montanati and his performance here tonight.
Mainly the whole country?
Yeah. That'd be a big audience on Squirtle for sure. Here comes Fort Gibson after a turnover from Edmond Memorial, and Whiteley's got it top of the key. 2-pointers in and out, no good. Addie can't get it there, and a fight for the basketball under the goal.
That's a good job there by Peters. Allie Peters, she just got in there and tussled there with Helmstead and came away with the alternating possession.
Those thumbs went in the air pretty quickly after everybody got on that basketball.
For sure.
Into the front court. Lady Bulldogs have it. From long range, that one won't go for Avery Helmstead.
Helmstead, Grant, she's regarded as one of the premier catch-and-shoot three-point specialists in the country for high school ranks.
I'm sure everybody's shaking off the rust and the Christmas hams and turkeys. 2-pointers on the way, and a foul called as she's on her way up. That is Janiyah Williams, and she will get to go to the line for the conventional three-point play here.
Janiyah, 5'10", junior, she kind of asserted herself there, and you can kind of see Memorial getting a little more juice to him.
Free throws up and coming, and it is good for Williams as Fort Gibson will look to take it the other way here. Just over 7 minutes to go in this first half. Whiteley into the front court, working it between the circles. Finding Wofford. Wofford back to Whiteley. Out of the right side of the paint. Here comes Allie Peters. And the whistle blows again. Another foul.
Yeah, that one's going to be whistled on Williams, I believe. Nope, they got Hannah Hamlin for that one. Kind of looked like Williams thought maybe she was the guilty party, but that will send Amelia Price to the line to shoot two.
Free throw line finds Amelia Price with her first one. It's on the way and in. Fort Gibson doing everything right this morning. Next free throws up and coming. Shots on the way and in. 12-7 our score. 5-point lead for the Lady Tigers. And here comes Edmond Memorial to see what they can do here. Long shot, won't fall. Rebound and the stick back won't go either. Now the loose basketball coming to Hattie Whiteley. Stanley from the left wing. A drive inside and a shot missing from Miley Wofford. Back the other way, here comes Memorial. Williams alternating hands on the dribble. Kicks it out to the left wing, and a three-point shot won't go there for Maddie Kirk. And this is going to be another foul.
Helmstead got the arms extended trying to clear that rebound. It's going to be her second as she comes out. Substitutions both ways.
Coach Krayball will reserve her for some future use. 6:14 to play, first half action. Fort Gibson over Edmond Memorial. Whiteley with the basketball. Closely guarded there by Brooklyn Aska. Stanley back over to the left side to Brindley Moore. Back up top, Whiteley again. Driving out to the right corner, Whiteley shot for three off the back iron, no good.
Nice job on that long rebound there by Brindley Moore.
Wofford driving in again. Brings it back over to Brindley Moore. 2-point shot. Hangs on the ribbon, falls through. 14-7. Big lead here for Fort Gibson. 2-point shot off the glass, no good. Long three on the way and in, and that is a ray of sunshine in the cloudy first half for Edmond Memorial as Brooklyn Aska makes it a 4-point ball game. Take a break and be back right after this. This is the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions from Squirtle.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about.
For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
Back here in downtown Tulsa, Grant Merrill, Tony Wilson, Tyler Kerr, Adam Dieselhorst along with you here on Squirtle this morning in the first game of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions where Fort Gibson leads Edmond Memorial 14-10. Thank you for being with us as Laney Stanley takes it to the hoop. Her shot's missing. And Whiteley there for a quick rebound. Her stick back won't go. 3 times will not be the charm, but 4 will.
Well, that's that'll be a definite sticking point in that Edmond Memorial dressing room at halftime. Coach Krayball, 4 opportunities, and you're seeing kind of Fort Gibson controlling the boards here.
Amelia Price able to push that lead for Fort Gibson. 2-point shot marred by some contact there for Peyton Burke. And the Lady Tigers end up having the last touch as it goes out of bounds. They'll lob it inside to the top of the key. Lady Bulldogs with it. Janiah Williams. Back over to Aska. Aska kicking it right wing back over to Peyton Burke. Drive inside. 2-pointer. Won't fall there for Janiah Williams. Laney Stanley, long 3. It's off the rim and no good. Back the other direction. 2-pointer won't fall. And here come those Lady Tigers. Addie Whiteley, her shot falling short. And the whistles blow once again.
Well,
Addie Whiteley with her first foul of the ball game here, Tony.
The rules have changed for the fouls. As you know, we're now in our second season of the quarter fouls. 5 will get you 2, so to speak. No more 1-and-1 bonus opportunities. More substitutions in for Fort Gibson, Leah Peters. So haven't got to that magical number yet, Mr. Merrill, and hopefully we don't.
You've got that new rule book memorized, don't you?
I try. If I don't, I sure make phone calls.
Aska into the front court. 2-pointer off the glass, no good. A whistle of the foul.
Yeah, Coach Lowe didn't like that one.
Let me tell you, folks, there's nobody more plugged in than Tony. He,
oh, great.
A couple of weeks ago, there was a controversy brewing on my Facebook page about the location of some playoff games, and heard from Tony within 2 minutes of the offending comment, hey, this is the real story, man.
Well, it's tough. I mean, association does such great work that people just want to complain all the time, which is
first free throws off the rim, no good.
Which is nature, I guess, but man.
Let me tell you, as the next free throw's on the way in, if the OSSAA was handing out $100 bills at the gate of every game, someone would find a way to complain about it.
It's not enough.
We're going to have to pay taxes on this? From the right corner, Leah Peters. Trying to drive through some traffic there. A drive inside turns into an out-of-bounds called there. Last touch by Edmond Memorial.
Yeah, last thing about that, Grant, is if you've never attended a state championship game at Chad Richardson Field at UCO, you're truly missing out. I mean, it's such a great environment, as is being able to play here at the BOK Center in Tulsa for these great teams. But that atmosphere is like none other at Chad Richardson Stadium.
It's pretty cool. First free throws in and out, no good. I was not a fan at first when they announced that because, you know, I was one of these people that lived in Owasso at the time and knew I'd have to drive down there to play Jinx. But, you know, it's really turned into a great event, a great 2 weekends of football, and they've done a great job with it.
And kudos to the association this year for adding the 8-man schools into the mix as well at Chad Richardson Stadium.
Oh, out around the perimeter, a turnover as Fort Gibson comes up with the basketball here. Trying to take it off the left wing is Miley Wofford, and she turns it over. Right there in the right place at the right time, Brooklyn Aska able to feed Sam Dage, but player comes down on top of her and slaps it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was definitely Stanley in with that block out of bounds. Flying through the air.
From 3-point range, a long one on the way and in for Edmond Memorial's Maddie Kirk, and it's a 2-point ball game. This is about as close as it's been in this one so far, Tony.
For sure, and that's the first three, Grant, by Memorial here this morning.
2:20 left to go in the first half. 2-pointer on the way and in. Addie Whiteley broadening that lead to 4 here.
She is fearless.
Williams back the other way, kicking it back over to Aska, and now a turnover. Coming away with it, the Lady Tigers. 2-pointer on the way and good for Brindley Moore as she came out of nowhere to take that basketball to the promised land.
Quick 4-0 run here for Fort Gibson. Trying to close the half out.
Minute 47 to go here. 2-pointers on the way and good for Memorial.
Better hope they don't have a count on.
20-16 our score. Minute 30 to play. From the right wing, Brindley Moore driving inside. Her shot won't fall, and Burke comes up with it. Edmond Memorial trying to narrow this deficit here. A pass goes awry as Sam Days was trying to get it over to an open teammate. Nobody there to get it.
Nope. Just that pass was a little bit too close and too hot to handle.
I want to thank all of our corporate sponsors that have stepped up for the Tournament of Champions. One of them is Shields. Have you been to the new Shields store here in Tulsa?
Man, I've heard so many things about that store, but I have not.
Come on over between the games. We'll go ride the Ferris wheel. The lovely Kathy Barkley just came by our broadcast position. Always good to see her. Long threes on the way and in. Addie Whiteley with the basketball to make it a 7-point game.
Yeah, TPS and Mr. Wilson do such a great job here, man. It's crazy.
Look at that. That's Peyton Burke with that one. Oh, they've done an incredible job. And, you know, they've really got it down to a science after 59 years of how this thing works. And it's a pretty cool process. 2 pointers marred by a foul as Hallie Peters was headed for the hoop, and she'll head to the free throw line instead.
Yeah, I think there's an official behind us. I heard yell foul. Is that what's going on?
Anna Hamlin charged with that one, and we've got 25 seconds left to go in the quarter. First free throw, good. Of course, my wife Lauren and I have been in charge of designing and printing the programs every year for this thing.
Look good.
You can tell my wife was in charge of all of the graphic design because I couldn't put together something that looks this good. So.
That was an all-around good putback there.
Absolutely. Free throw misses, and the stick backs up and in. 26-19 our score. Memorial's Janiah Williams out at the top of the key. Got it to Kirk. Kirk got it slapped out of her hands, and she could throw it back into play here with 9 seconds left. 6 seconds. 5. From the wing. They try to get it in for a shot, and nobody can do anything with it before that horn sound. We come to the end of the first half. Our score, Fort Gibson 26, Edmond Memorial 19. We'll have more coming up from the Tournament of Champions on Squirtle.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up
adult and start your journey today.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
Braum's is bringing the heat. Introducing Braum's new spicy chicken sandwiches. Flavor this good just can't be beat. Braum's crispy, tender, spicy chicken delivers just enough kick to ramp up our original recipe. Get it regular or club style with crispy bacon and American cheese. Add on Braum's sauce for that extra burst of heat, and you have spicy chicken sandwich perfection, because nothing is better than Braum's.
Born and raised in Edmond, Oklahoma, Trevor Randall is very familiar with the area and the Oklahoma economy. Trevor enjoys helping customers just like you identify the insurance coverage that best fits their needs, with over 19 years of experience to help you better understand the options, whether that's auto, home, renters, business insurance, and more. So give Randall Insurance Agency a call at 405-341-7878 and let us help you get the protection you need with the service you deserve.
The proof starts here at Upper Crust. The details are deliberate, perfectly on purpose. From that warm greeting to the wood-fired smoky char of our signature pies. Upper Crust, gather round.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
As you travel down the road to the Gold Ball, know that you can always get a slam dunk of a deal at Jansen GMC on North Van Buren in Enid. It's always a smooth ride in a 2020 GMC Sierra, Canyon, Yukon, Terrain, or Acadia. Jansen's offers one of the best lineups of used cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs in Enid. Check JansenGMC.com for details. Drive a little, save a lot at Jansen GMC, 2602 North Van Buren in Enid.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Are you out of high school and looking for a career? At Tulsa Tech, you can explore exciting opportunities in IT, aviation, automotive, manufacturing, visual arts, and more. And Tulsa Tech offers a tuition-free scholarship for adults 18 to 23 years old. That's what I said, free. It's called the Accelerating Independence Scholarship. It's like fast-tracking into a career you love, can make money in, and a career with a future. Find out more about Tulsa Tech's Accelerating Independence Scholarship at tulsatech.edu.
Back here at the BOK Center, 26-19 our halftime score. Fort Gibson leading Edmond Memorial. Grant Merrill, Tony Wilson along with you, as we are happy to have you here in our audience on Squirtle TV and on the platforms of WWLS Sports Animal. And Tony, Western Sun Federal Credit Union has 6 Tulsa locations, and they're proud to bring us our look at the numbers for the first half of play.
Yeah, Grant, some not very good shooting there for Memorial in the first half. 7 of 27 total field goals, 3 of 10 from 3. And the thing that really jumps out at me on the stat sheet here at halftime is Avery Helmstead 1 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3. And as you know, the premier sharpshooter in America, that's probably going to see that change. But conversely, Addie Whiteley, 4 of 10, leading all scorers here with 11 points. And Fort Gibson, Grant, has been able to find shots that they need to take and just been working the ball a little bit more and working a little bit harder than Memorial has in that first half.
Well, you know, Scott Lowe told me before the ball game that he had his work cut out for him and his team had their work cut out for them. And, of course, you know, it's been really the other way around. Edmond Memorial came in, and they're the ones that are having to work harder to stay in this ball game so far.
For sure. But, hey, I'm just telling you right now, Fort Gibson's going to be a team to be reckoned with. And I contend that 4A is the toughest class in all classifications in the state of Oklahoma in all sports.
Absolutely. They certainly have a lot of firepower in all classifications. You know, my wife being the head volleyball coach at Edison, and some of her stoutest opponents are out of 4A when you take a look at the Oolagaws of the world and some of these other teams that just come in and you know, they may be from small towns, but they can sure dominate no matter who they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Addie Whiteley has the basketball to start things out here, getting back up to Miley Wofford. We've got a full day of action for you. Crossings Christian and Millwood coming up next.
I'm ready for that one. That one's going to be – that'll be fun.
Missed shot from Brindley Moore as Edmond Memorial will take it the other direction. 2 pointers over the rim and no good. Foul call.
Did you get an order for donuts and a bagel?
Well,
I missed the order form.
Apparently so. I mean, I would get something off of DoorDash, but I don't think they'd let them into the hospitality room to retrieve it for me. So.
Well, maybe DoorDash needs to serve from the hospitality room.
Absolutely. First free throws up and coming for Edmond Memorial and Janiah Williams. And it's missing and no good. She'll have another one.
I tell you, if you're definitely off work during this holiday season here for the next couple of days, that some great entertainment, best entertainment value in America is high school sports. And I know it's pretty comfy in your home watching here on the Squirtle.tv app, but man, this is going to be some great action for these next 3 days.
It's a great atmosphere for sure. Pass inside and the 2 pointers on the way and in for Leah Peters. I would guess that there are probably going to be some celebrity coaching sightings coming up later in the day. You know, the thing was when we came a few years ago that, you know, the Bill Selfs and OSU's coach, they were all
Mike
here.
Boynton, yeah.
They all knew you. 2 pointers on the way in and a foul on the way up. Addie Whiteley going to the free throw line here.
She is Danny Yates, a longtime state tournament official. He sent me a Snapchat, said 3 for Fort Gibson is a beast, and he is absolutely right.
Peyton Burke was assessed the foul, and now Whiteley at the free throw line takes her first one. Shots off the rim and no good. And now referee Linda Drink calling another foul here, and this is going to go against Leah Peters for Fort Gibson. Maybe number 3 for her. She's one that Scott Lowe may reserve for some future use. The end of the front court. Lady Bulldogs have it. Aska with it. And a 2-pointers on the way it in for Helmstead. 6:35 left to play. Third quarter action. 30-22 our score. And let me tell you, our producer Trey, he's got an incredible looking bagel over here. As Leah Peters will put a shot up there, and now another whistle.
Lane line, inbound violation.
Well, they're going to call it a little tight here this morning. .6:15 to play in the third, and the inbound throw coming for Fort Gibson. Laney from the right wing. Shots on the way in for Laney Stanley.
Timeout coming for Memorial.
Coach Craybaugh is going to talk things over with her crew here. A 13-point lead for Fort Gibson as we go into a break. We'll be back after this from the Tournament of Champions on Squirtle.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open Communication Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to downtown Tulsa. A turnover out of the break as Addie Whiteley comes up with the basketball. The 2-point shot's on the way and good for Lainey Stanley. And it is now a 15-point ball game. Fort Gibson leading Edmond Memorial. Lady Bulldogs trying to stay in this thing. From the right wing, a drive inside and a shot on the way for Avery Helmstead, and it won't fall, but a foul called. And this is going to be on Miley Wofford for the Lady Tigers. Back at the free throw line, we'll see what Helmstead can do here.
Grant, I'll tell you, the Squirtle app's getting some work out. I'm getting all these people texting in saying, we love watching this basketball this morning. Zach Wright down around the Marlowe Duncan area. He's tuned in. Another state tournament official.
First free throw was good. Second one's coming. Shots on the way and in. And I would guarantee you that audience is only going to grow.
For sure.
I never knew how many people watched this thing until the first year we did it on Squirtle. And we had people coming out of the stands who were watching it on their phones. It's 2-point shots, no good for Amelia Price. And back the other direction, here comes Edmond Memorial. A pass in the paint, and Hannah Hamlin can't get her hands on it. Janiyah Williams headed for the hoop, and she goes to the ground with some help, and they'll call a foul here on Miley Wofford. Second one in a row for her. 37-24. Fort Gibson pushing their lead to 13 here, and now Williams will try to narrow that deficit at least by one. Shots up. Ain't good.
If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Merrill, this is the 6th free throw in the first 3 minutes, almost 3 minutes that Memorial has shot. So they've been getting to the free throw line a little bit more.
I noticed you counting on your fingers over there. So next free throw is up and coming.
I'll leave my shoes on for all of us. How's that?
Doing that Chandler math over there?
Yeah.
Next free throw won't go. 37-25 our score. Back the other direction. Stanley with the basketball. Three-pointer won't go.
Nearly off the glass.
Back the other direction. Here comes Edmond Memorial. And now from the wing, a three-pointer falls just a little short, and Brooklyn Aska misses that one. Whiteley with the basketball now. Racing into the front court. Addie Whiteley looking to do something with it as she moves it out to Brindley Moore. Moore back to Whiteley. Whiteley back to Moore. Now to the corner. Wofford back up top. Whiteley looking at a shot, dribbles instead, double teamed, trying to find an outlet pass and gets it back over to Stanley. Back to Whiteley, and a 2-point shot off the rim and no good. In the Tournament of Champions program, which is available for $5 a piece when you walk in here, they have a featured player for every team, and Fort Gibson's is Lainey Stanley, but I would say based on today's performance that Whiteley has a chance to be in that picture as well.
Yeah, for sure. She's playing really well.
2-point shots on the way and in for Avery Helmstead, and basketball's loose as Fort Gibson's got to pick it up there. A little miscommunication there.
Probably going to have to take a timeout.
Whiteley back over to Miley Wofford.
just barely beat the count.
Up top, Whiteley. Out to the right wing, three-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Rebound and stick back in and good for Amelia Price. Amelia is just a freshman, Tony. She's proved to be a very worthy asset here for Coach Scott Lowe coming off the bench. Three-pointer, falls short. It won't fall.
22 first-half rebounds for Fort Gibson Grant. 9 of those coming from the offensive side as we get number 1, Allie Peters, back in for Fort Gibson.
3:05 to play, third quarter action. 39-27 our score. Pass inside. Coming back over to Hannah Hamlin. Hamlin down low. 2-pointers on the way in for Janiah Williams.
That was a tough move there. Tough to guard that.
Back to a 12-point ball game, and Fort Gibson with the lead and the basketball after the bucket. Whiteley into the front court. Outlet pass left wing. 2-pointers on the way in for Amelia Price.
That was the lost art of the mid-range jumper.
Yep. And now another one coming, and a 3-point shot won't fall for Janiah Williams. Elmstead picking it up, trying to make some sense of it here as she gets an outlet pass to the top of the key.
Well, they have done such a great job on Helmstead today.
Aska fired a shot, and she was unable to get that. Whiteley got the rebound back the other way. 2-pointer won't fall. Whiteley kicking it back over. 2-point shots on the way and in.
Wow.
2-pointers up and in for Amelia Price, the freshman. And the foul called.
Coach Crayball begged for that one. That was close there.
Another foul on Amelia Price. And Scott Lowe shouting out some orders. I tell you, he's an old Sallisaw guy. We hated to lose our hometown boy, Scott Lowe, but he has found his groove at Fort Gibson for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt when you got a guy named Jerry Walker and Wes Whiteley sitting on the bench with you as well.
Right.
Coach Walker's a longtime coach there at Fort Gibson and the Hall of Famer.
Of course, my first cousin, Heather Thompson, was Heather Morton back in those days, and she and Coach Lowe were great friends in high school and known of him my entire life. Great man. First free throws on the way and in for Hannah Hamlin. Another free throw's up and coming. Shots off the rim and no good. Rebound, stick back, won't go either. And now everybody trying to fight for the basketball. It's knocked out of bounds with Edmond Memorial having the last touch. So Addie Whiteley will receive the inbound pass here from Allie Peters. But Memorial applies that full court pressure as Whiteley races into the front court. Just over 90 seconds left in the third quarter. Back up front, basketball's knocked loose. A foul call. Minute 28 left to go here. They're going to call this foul on Janiah Williams. It's her first of the ball game. And now Fort Gibson will have the basketball as Amelia Price will send it back into play. Whiteley, top of the key, 3-pointers, in and out, no good. And now a whistle blows as everybody goes after the ball.
Fort Gibson has owned the boards here in this basketball game.
Well, they've owned the BOK this morning. It's been a very dominant performance for the Lady Tigers.
Brooklyn Aska.
Janiah Williams coming out of the ball game, and Lady Stanley will have the inbound throw for Fort Gibson. A little chatter here between the referee and some of our players on both teams. Inbound throw to Whiteley. Whiteley out around the perimeter, kicks it back over to Laney Stanley. Stanley back to Whiteley. Out between the keys. Stanley with it again, double teamed. She'll kick it back up top. Allie Peters with it once again. Back over to Addie Whiteley, under a minute to play. Whiteley dribbling. 2-pointers on the way and in.
Yikes. Hello.
Wow.
Baller.
45 seconds left to play. Up front, Helmstad with it. Down in the corner, the basketball almost out of bounds. And now it is.
Tell you what, Fort Gibson, Grant, has been in every spot they need to be defensively, offensively, every lead that you can come up with thus far.
You know, you look at a game like this where 4A's leading 6A with a dominating performance, and how can you not love Oklahoma sports? I mean,
sure.
You got some of the best high school action in America here. Foul's going to be on Laney Stanley. Back at the free throw line, the Lady Bulldogs. As the first one's up and coming from Brooklyn Aska. Or I'm sorry, Avery Helmstad. Her first one drops, 45-31 our score. Next free throws up on the way and in. 45-32 our score. Whiteley into the front court. 20 seconds. Whiteley driving all over the place. Trying to spin past the defender here. Out between the keys. She's holding the basketball, trying to find that shot. Shots off the rim and no good. Everybody after the rebound. And
it's got to be on Helmstad, I believe.
The foul against Edmond Memorial, and you are right. Avery Helmstad, the guilty party there. Laney Stanley will knock it back into play with 6 seconds left. Whiteley out to the left side of the paint. 2-point shot falls short, won't go. We've come to the end of the third quarter, and a 13-point lead has ensued for the Fort Gibson Lady Tigers. Edmond Memorial trying to come back when we come back from this break. This is the Tournament of Champions from Squirtle.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Hill Spring Church in Sand Springs, we'd like to invite you to join us for one of our worship services, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the Charles Page High School Auditorium.
You can worship with us online at our website, hillspring.tv, our YouTube channel, or on Facebook Live.
We offer exciting programs for kids of all ages and a fun family atmosphere where it's easy to connect and find a place to belong.
Join us this Sunday. We'll save you a seat.
Hill Spring Church, making a difference together.
Western Sun Federal Credit Union has 6 Tulsa locations to serve you, and they are bringing us the numbers this morning as Edmond Memorial trails Fort Gibson 45-32, and it's been all Tigers all the time so far, Tony.
Boy, it really has. We'll see how that comes out here in this next 8 minutes of action.
Back the other direction. Here comes Addie Whiteley with the basketball. She'll work it into the paint. 2-point shots on the way and in for Amelia Price. And so far in this ball game, Fort Gibson 45% from the field and 71% from the free throw line. Those are 2 numbers that have combined to give them a 15-point lead over powerhouse Edmond Memorial.
Yeah, Amelia Price and Whitley in double figures, 12 and 15 respectively, and then Stanley with 9. Helmstad, the only player in double figures for Memorial.
Shots off the rim, and it won't fall. Back the other direction. Lady Tigers have it. Out to the left wing. Laney for three. Her shot won't go. It drew iron and didn't fall. And now Edmond Memorial will take it the other direction. 7-12 left to play in this one, and Janiyah Williams with the basketball. She'll work it into the front court. Pass through the air, goes over to the corner. Pass inside comes to Helmstead. Her shot. Now a bit of a controversial foul here as they're going to call this one on Laney Stanley. And Helmstead going to the free throw line here. And Fort Gibson's fans here behind us are angry with a capital A.
I think they have good reason to be for that one.
7 minutes left to play here. First free throws on the way and in. 47-33 our score, 7:02 left to play here.
Sergeant Major, how you doing? Good.
There's Raymond Ships.
Hey, go foul! Go foul! That's a lead!
And now
You guys are doing
another whistle, another foul. Sergeant Major Ships was, or a timeout. Sergeant Major Ships was in between us and the other referees, and we couldn't quite see what was going on. Apologize for that, but we've got a timeout on the floor, and it's 47-33. Fort Gibson leading. We'll take a break and be back after this on Squirtle.
For a lot of people with a fear of their credit score.
Back here at the BOK Center in downtown Tulsa. Grant Merrill, Tony Wilson along with you. Tyler Kerr and Adam Dieselhorst producing this morning, and Laney Stanley has the basketball out of the break.
She's been pretty quiet herself, Grant. That's a surprise as well.
Addie back up top to Laney Stanley left wing. Her shot for three won't fall, and Stanley able to get her own rebound. Back over to Whiteley. 2-point shots off the rim and no good. The numbers don't lie for sure, as a two-pointer won't go for Edmond Memorial. Williams, her follow-up shots on the way and in. But if you're going to watch Fort Gibson, you're going to watch a lot of rebounding.
Absolutely.
That's, of course, been a hallmark of Scott Lowe's teams over the years. And Stanley with the three-point shot, drains it from long range. Wow.
I thought her foot was on the line, but they gave her the three. It was extremely close.
And that will push Fort Gibson to a 50-35 lead over Edmond Memorial. And another three coming from the Lady Bulldogs. Not to be outdone, Brooklyn Aska launching a cruise missile from long range.
Yeah, that was a fast one as well.
Into the front court. Basketball's out of control as Allie Peters tried to get it to Amelia Price, and it went off Price's fingertips. Back toward one of our expensive cameras over there in the corner.
Make you gasp a little bit.
Yeah, luckily those cameras belong to the BOK and not Adam Dieselhorst, so he thought we might have to file an insurance claim before I remembered that fact. So the end of the front court. Janiyah Williams.
He still swallows a little bit hard when it happens, however.
I know it. 3-point shots on the way and off the rim, no good. Let's be real. Adam could buy one of those with his couch cushion money. So into the front court. Here comes Fort Gibson. Addie Whiteley with the basketball once again. Just over 5 minutes to play in this one. Brindley Moore with it. She'll take it out around the perimeter. Back over to Addie Whiteley. Whiteley dribbling forward. 2-point shots off the glass, no good. A whistle, a foul, and this is going to be on Brooklyn Aska.
Well, I'm thankful that I harassed Adam enough that he finally just wanted me to shut up and gave me some games with you today, Grant. And I think that's how that worked out.
Addie Whiteley's first one's on the way and in. Well, he wanted a discount on some snow cones over the summer as well. So next free throw's on the way and good. We know where to stop in Chandler in the months of June and July.
He's had the pizza. It's been up there for the Fairview party for the state championship football games. So
back into the front court.
Stop on by.
Helmstead back over to the right wing. 3-point shot. Won't fall, and Fort Gibson takes it the other way. Into the front court. A dribble inside from Addie Whiteley. Her shot falls short. Back the other direction, Helmstead. But, you know, here's the thing, Tony. I've realized that none of us have the pull that our buddy Randy Heights apparently has, because the Tones United Nations pizza truck actually went to his neighborhood.
It did, yeah.
You talking about some full-service pizza delivery there. You just cook it in his driveway. Whiteley into the front court.
I learned a long time ago, Grant, is the connections you have that get you further in life than anything else.
Well, Randy's a good one to have. 3-point shot for Lady Stanley. Won't fall. 3:57 left to play here.
Got blood somewhere?
Yeah, they're pointing at the floor here. Maybe some water falling. And
well, I actually was sitting here a while ago, and I was kind of looking over my bag, and I had a couple of droplets hit me on the hand.
Well, I wonder if we called Duralast Roofing if they could look at the BOK Center's.
I'm sure they probably could.
Roof up here. Our buddy Zach Harbaugh out there in Owasso. That would be quite the job to look at the roof here of the BOK. So I'm going to guess they've still got the hockey floor or the hockey ice under the floor here for Tulsa Oilers.
They probably do. While we got a break, let's take a look here at this action for the girls coming up at 12 o'clock will be Booker T Class 5A versus Hammond. And then 4 o'clock will be Lincoln Christian versus Quinton. Lincoln Christian just got back from a Fort Smith tournament where they were runners-up, and they got beat by Northside there. Broken Arrow 6A takes on Glenpool at 7. And I have to turn the page here. I think I might have ripped the boys out of my bracket here.
Well, if you can hang with Fort Smith Northside, you can hang
overtime.
with anybody.
Yeah, 4-point game in overtime.
Ricky Smith is the head coach of the Northside Lady Bears and has been there for probably 30 years now and has built a monster of a program there on the Arkansas border. So
take a look here at the boys coming up next here on Squirtle.tv will be Crossings Christian and Millwood, and that one is going to be a war. I'm ready for that one. Then at 1:30, Booker T takes on OK. There you got a Class A 5A matchup. Then at 5:30, one of the premier games of the entire tournament, Weatherford, odds-on favorite to win 4A versus the odds-on favorite to win 2A, and is Dale. That'll be at 5:30. And closing out the action will be the B-Boy defending state champion, Wilson Henrietta.
Whiteley for 2, and her shot's on the way and good.
They take on Mr. Montanati and crew in Owasso, the defending 6A champions.
Up and under a loose basketball as Janiyah Williams was going up for it and lost her handle on it. I'm wondering if we do good with the Millwood game, if Adam Dieselhorst will let me and you call another Soul Bowl during football season. He let me call one.
Those are entertaining.
I tell you the power of Squirtle. I walked into the press box and tried to introduce myself, and they said, "No, we know who you are." I was like, okay. It was either the power of Squirtle or the power of Randy Heights. I'm not sure which one like that.
Let's just give it credit to both. How about that? Equal
Sure.
credit.
Into the front court. Long three coming for Whiteley, and it won't go. Back the other direction. Lady Bulldogs, 2 pointers on the way and in, and that is Maddie Kirk.
It's still a 14-point game. I think that Fort Gibson just needs to take a deep breath. I know that Memorial's trying to force the action a little bit more, but just they're taking too many quick shots.
From the wing. 3 pointers on the way and good. Brindley Moore.
What do I know?
2:49 left to go here. 57-40. Fort Gibson pushing their lead to 17.
I didn't see this one coming, partner.
Well, a 3-pointer on the way and in for Brooklyn Aska. I wouldn't have guessed that it would have been a double-digit lead. I thought this would have been one of the closer opening round games that we'd have. Scott Lowe wants a timeout to talk things over with his Lady Tigers. We've got 2:22 left to go in the ball game. We'll take a break and be back after this from the Tournament of Champions on Squirtle.
For a lot of people with a fear of their credit score and wanting a new or used car loan, this is the last place that one wants to be. Well, at Western Sun Federal Credit Union, a marginal credit score doesn't necessarily mean no. In fact, they have a terrific record of getting members approved, and all it requires is this. Give Western Sun a look for low rates and a fast response. I doubt you'll be disappointed. WSFCU.com.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company. Older than Oklahoma. Big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. We've been around since 1901, proudly serving the communities of Northwest Oklahoma and Southern Kansas. We are making banking easy. Whether you're at home, in the office, or waiting for the next quarter to start, our online or mobile banking options help you to juggle busy schedules and financial needs. So stop by and see us at any of our locations in Alva, Burlington, Freedom, Enid, and Kiowa, Kansas. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
No matter what comes our way.
Well, we appreciate our buddy Todd Holder and all the folks at Alva State Bank for their sponsorship of the Tournament of Champions this morning here on Squirtle. 2:17 left to play in this one. Fort Gibson with a dominating lead over Edmond Memorial in this opening game of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip. From the wing, 3-pointer won't fall for Fort Gibson, and trying that one was Miley Wofford. Back the other direction, here come the Lady Bulldogs, trying to at least narrow the deficit in the last 1 minute and 50 seconds of this game. Basketball's loose and on the floor, picked up by Edmond Memorial. 2-point shot, won't fall, and Laney Stanley gets the rebound. Now a foul.
Tell you what, Grant, Fort Gibson has led gate to gate. Memorial has never led in this contest. They got to within 2. There were about 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Fort Gibson ran off a 4-0 run. And since that point, Fort Gibson here in the second half has just extended their lead continually.
Well, you can guarantee that Coach Craybaugh and her team are going to do some soul searching before they come back tomorrow.
This is a really good basketball team they're facing this morning. Let's make no doubt about that.
Whiteley into the front court. Alternating hands on the dribble as she's closely guarded there by Maddie Kirk. Minute 20 to go. Whiteley still holding the ball here. From midcourt, she'll give it back over to Wofford. Miley Wofford driving into a double-team defense, spins around and finds the open Leah Peters. Peters back over to Brindley. Brindley Moore back up top to Addie Whiteley. Edmond Memorial getting set to bring in a mass substitution here. Wofford back to Stanley.
They may not get to.
I don't know if these girls see the floor. You're right. Yeah, they might.
Brooklyn Smith, Sam Dage. There's a bunch of them. Here comes some more.
Fort Gibson sending all of their remaining players in this morning. 35 seconds left to play.
I know one thing. If I'm on the floor in either one of these two teams, it's airborne.
Well,
I'm not passing it. I'm shooting it.
You know, in 2050, when Taylor Swift comes and plays the BOK on the senior tour, you know, these girls can take their kids to the concert and say, I played on this floor.
Yeah, right.
Driving inside. It'll be Sage Benson. Benson out around the perimeter. Loses the basketball. And here comes Edmond Memorial.
This second half hasn't even been close, Grant. I mean, the score is going to end up 14, but it's just been all Fort Gibson all morning.
Sage Benson back up top to Avery Abbott, and she holds until the final buzzer. And we played a ball game here at the opening stanza of the Tournament of Champions. Our final score, Fort Gibson 57, Edmond Memorial 43. Stay tuned, boys basketball with Crossings Christian and Millwood coming up next from the Tournament of Champions on Squirtle.